episode of Huddle on the Hilltop. As the school week is winding down and break is getting closer, we couldn't think of a better way to end it than talking with Miss Berberian. We want to thank her for giving us this opportunity and time to talk. And in this podcast, we're going to go over Miss Berberian's job and what she has seen during her days at Worcester Academy. And then we're going to go into some holiday fun. But before we get started, we're going to go over the week's scores.
So over the weekend, we had a bunch of games, and then some teams played on Monday and some teams played on Wednesday. Over the weekend, we had plenty of competitions. The boys basketball team beat Navy Prep 96-67 on Saturday, and Thomas More on Sunday for the Blackburn Tournament Championship. Girls basketball beat Bush Academy on Saturday and Tilton on Sunday, and they also won the Blackburn Championship. So shout out to the basketball teams. Girls hockey beat Thayer 4-3 on Saturday, and boys hockey lost to Kent Hill 2-1 on Saturday and beat Herborn on Sunday 7-5. And swimming competed in a meet against St. George's. During the week, boys basketball was victorious over Lawrence Academy 96-53 on Wednesday. Swimming competed in a meet at Pingree and won, and girls hockey beat the Wizards 6-0 on Monday.
So to begin, we want to give the listeners a background on what Ms. Berberian does at Worcester Academy. So to start, what is your job here?
My job is I am the Associate Athletic Director. I've been here 35 years. I schedule all athletic events, just about. I also attend all the games, do the scoreboards. I coach middle school volleyball. I assistant coach varsity girls lacrosse. If ever there's a team in the winter that needs help, I'm always there as well. Keep score at all the games for the varsity girls and boys team, basketball teams here as well.
You do it all.
Yeah, I've done a lot. I've coached a lot. I've coached field hockey. I've coached varsity girls basketball. I coached JV girls basketball, middle school girls basketball. I've also coached varsity volleyball, varsity softball. I coach varsity girls lacrosse as well right now. So yeah, I've coached a lot of teams here.
For sure.
Yeah.
So you said you were here for 35 years?
35 years, yes.
How did you originally end up here at WA?
Actually, I graduated from UMass Boston, and my basketball coach, who I played for at UMass, knew somebody who worked here and said, hey, we're looking to hire a female physical education instructor, and that's what I graduated with. So I came up. I interviewed here for the legendary Tom Blackburn. He hired me to be the volleyball coach, teach physical education, and be the head softball coach. And my first month here, the women's basketball coach left, and they said, hey, do you want to coach it? I was like, yeah, absolutely.
So as you've been here for so long, what would you say the most memorable team you've had or coached here at Worcester Academy?
The teams that I coached, God, I've had some great teams and great players. Mm-hmm. To pick one wouldn't be fair. Yeah. But I think basketball, my last year coaching, I think I was 16-2. That was a really good one. But yet my first year here, we went to the playoffs, made it to the championship game, lost. But I mean, to pick one wouldn't be fair. Yeah. I've had where I've coached a number of teams. Even in the middle school, I've had some great teams. My first year coaching field hockey, I had 33 kids come out for middle school field hockey. Wow. And those kids are great, and I keep in contact with a lot of the kids from whom I've coached. Yeah. So it's been great. Yeah. Contact and making sure you stay in touch with them, right, is important. Relationships is what it's all about, really.
So I guess this will also be very hard to answer, but do you have any like the best WA game you've ever seen? Could you name one?
I can name one, and it's one that's on my mind all the time during this season because it's basketball, right? It was probably, I forget the year, but Tom Blackburn was the head coach. Winchendon came in the last regular season game. They beat us by 35 to 40 points, blew us off our own court. So we got seeded 8th. Winchendon got seeded number 1. We go up to Merrimack College. We lost on a Wednesday. Or we lost on a Saturday, and the following Wednesday was the beginning of the playoffs. Yeah. We go up to Merrimack College. That same team we're facing off, we beat them by 15 points.
That's crazy.
This coach, Tom Blackburn, he was a legend. He switched up his defense. And that team came in, and I tell this story to all my teams, because you know what? Just because they beat you once doesn't mean they're going to beat you twice, right? And they laid back on their laurels like, oh, we beat this team, we're going to beat them again. And to see that coach sit down at the end of that game and just shaking his head, they by far were a better team on paper.
Yeah.
But we play with so much heart and so much, we got to get back at this team. And the coaching job that those two coaches, George Whittemore and Tom Blackburn, what they did was absolutely incredible. Incredible. And I think every championship game, like when Sherry Levin won the first girls basketball championship, when Mo Cassara, when last year when two of them, when James Proctor, I literally cried.
Our freshman year.
Yeah, your freshman year when James won his first championship, I cried.
That's the only time I've
Be-
seen him cry.
Because he had worked so hard. He does things so right.
Yeah.
Last year when Jamie Sullivan brought those kids along and he won his championship, when the girls soccer won their first championship, it's all, it stays with you. Because this is what you do. You work, you know, I got in this to watch kids succeed, right? And to play their best, and sometimes they lose.
Yeah.
And that's okay. You just got to pick yourself up and move on to the next one. And soccer was doing that year in, year out. And then when he finally made it, and like he was seeded number one year, and he lost in the first playoff game.
Yeah.
It can happen,
Yeah.
right? And it's just, anybody can jump ahead.
It can
And
happen in playoffs.
but when he won it that first time, and even this year when you guys won it, it was
Yeah.
great. But when James, you know how much work a coach puts in, and he won it, it was incredible. And like I said, when Coach Sullivan won his, it was just like, I don't know if you go back and you look at the film, I think I was standing on the chair, I was doing the clock, but I couldn't see because everybody was up.
Yeah.
I was just like in awe,
Yeah.
you know.
That was a great school moment too when Jamie won it the whole
Oh,
school
yeah.
day. It was amazing.
It was.
Yeah, moving on from that, a little similar to kind of team accomplishments. What was the best individual accomplishment that you've ever seen in a game or in a season at Worcester Academy for a single player?
A single player, probably Aaliyah.
Yeah.
Aaliyah's probably been the best single player that I've seen come through our program nationally.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had a lot of good ones. Jared Jack has come through, and you'll see some coming through with what Jamie has out there right now. But Aaliyah is the one, I mean, she's going to graduate this year and be, you know, the #1 draft pick. I don't
Yeah,
think
absolutely.
any boys have gotten up that far.
No.
You know, I've had Kanan Severin come in. He was great. Made it to the Pittsburgh Steelers, made it to the NFL for a while. And then his sidekick, I forget his name. He graduated with him, but they're still good friends. He made it to Miami. He won the NFL. He won the championship, Super Bowl. But yeah, you've seen a lot. But they're all very, very good.
For sure. Wow, yeah. I did not realize there were so many NFL
Yeah,
players. I
yeah.
never knew that.
Craig Smith was another basketball player. Obina Akizi, he made it to the NBA. Didn't last long, but he made it to the NBA. He graduated from here, I think in '94, and was a double major at Maryland. Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of success.
yeah.
I know. Wow, that's crazy. Building off like individual, what student athlete has made the largest impact on you throughout your years?
Oh, I can't say there was one. There's a bunch of them, and I can't say they were the top student athletes. It's the ones that come through that start out as freshmen, don't get a whole lot of playing time, and then their senior year they're playing, and they've worked hard and earned that.
Yeah.
There's not one, there's many. I can name a lot of them that, you know, have come back and said thank you, and kids that, you know, had nothing, had a hard time here, but this was their out, right?
Yeah.
And they succeeded and did well. But there's a lot of them. A lot of them are getting inducted right now into the varsity club, which you know, in itself, there's not that many because we only started having women in '74, and we inducted our first one with Pat Smith, who was the athletic director, and then Ed Riley has been absolutely incredible promoting women's athletics here and building that. And he's made sure that every year we've had females go into the varsity club. So it's been great.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, great. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And we're going to move on to some holiday-related questions as
Okay.
we're going into break after today. So, what's your favorite Christmas song?
Oh, there's a ton of them,
Yeah.
but it's by Nat King Cole.
Yep.
I can't think of it. I can't think of it. I think it's a Christmas song. It's Chestnuts Roasting by. Yeah, Christmas
I know
song.
that one.
That's a great one.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
Okay, building off that, does your family have any like bizarre holiday traditions?
Bizarre holiday
Or
traditions?
just
No.
any traditions at all?
We do. We all get together Christmas Eve at my oldest. I'm one of 10, and my brother
wow.
Billy, and we all go to his house
Yeah.
Christmas Eve and celebrate there. And then Christmas Day, we all go to our in-laws or do whatever.
Yeah.
But it's the one day we get together.
That's
It's a
Yeah,
lot of fun.
yeah.
What are your favorite holiday treats?
Oh, honestly, it's clam chowder.
Really?
Yes, it is. I call it a treat because it's the one thing my parents taught, and I'm the only one out of 10 that knows how to make it. So on Christmas Eve,
You have to make
I bring it.
So you make
I make it 2 days ahead of time. So because chowder, it when it sits in the fridge, it develops flavor, right? So they love it. It's the one. I wouldn't call it a treat because I'm not a sugary treat
Yeah.
person.
same way.
I'm more savory.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing every holiday, every Christmas Eve, no matter what we've had. So yeah.
All right. So in the podcast, we're gonna test you on some holiday movie knowledge.
Okay.
So the first question is, what did Frosty the Snowman do when a magic hat was placed on his head?
He said happy birthday.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. And
He did.
yeah, and he danced around.
Yes, and danced
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Like,
Second question: which holiday actor played 6 different roles in the Polar Express?
Oh, that's he played the night watchman.
Mhm. I'm not
I
gonna
can
put
see
it
him.
out there. Yeah.
I
You
can see him.
his face.
He was. He also starred in Forrest Gump.
We can give
I
you
saw him.
T. It starts with a T.
Tom Hanks.
There you
There
go.
There you go. There you
There
go.
we go.
Perfect. Okay, so the last question is, what is the name of the last ghost that visits Scrooge in A Christmas Carol?
The name. I have no idea.
You want to say it?
The Ghost of Christmas.
Christmas
Yet to
Pet
Come.
Come. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I
You're
couldn't
right.
answer that one, I'm not gonna lie. I
Another
watched that movie
classic.
many
Yeah.
times.
Another classic movie though.
A
It
great
is.
one.
Are you a big holiday movie watcher?
I am.
Alright.
Yeah, I am.
We all are, I would assume.
Yeah.
It's a Wonderful Life. I like the old time,
Mhm.
and I also like, what is it? With Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
National Lampoons, Christmas Vacation.
Oh.
Not Christmas.
I know it,
Yeah, that one. Love that one. Love A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
That's another classic one.
Just
So,
gets you in the holiday mood.
oh my God, I love them. Watched them already.
All right, well, that's it for episode 10 of Huddle on the Hilltop. Ms. Berberian, thank you.
Thank you
so
for having
much.
me. Appreciate it.
We'll see you guys after break.
Signing off.
Have a great vacation.